Hello developers, my name's Adrian. Today we're going to have a look at Storybook. Version 5.3 was just released and it has hundreds of new features, fixes, and tweaks. If you haven't heard of Storybook before, they're a library that helps you better document your UI components, whether it's in React, Angular, or Vue. And it also helps you understand how you can use them in terms of their props and state. What does version 5.3 deliver? Well, you can now write stories and docs in MDX. If you don't know what this is, it's essentially using Markdown with JSX within your documentation. You can also generate best practice documentation from your existing stories. Many of the major frameworks are now also available through Storybook, including Angular, React, Vue, Ember, Web Components, and dozens others. You now have access to declarative configuration, which means starting up a project is much easier. With better design integrations, Storybook can now also connect to applications such as Adobe XD, Figma, Sketch, and many others. Writing stories and documents in MDX is probably one of the biggest features that Storybook's 5.3 upgrade now allows you to do. A lot of people are used to writing in Markdown, and this ability to write code side by side in MDX allows for a much more flexible experience for your documentation. Non-technical teammates such as UX and UI designers will also be able to easily read, write, and update the documentation. Automatically generated documentation sounds like a dream, but it's actually something that Storybook can do, and it's been doing with React. Now they've extended this feature out to Vue, Angular, Ember, and Web Components. It doesn't even need to be configured. It's generating best practice UI documentation with zero configuration. Storybook is also designed to allow you to run different frameworks at the same time. This cross-framework availability is built from the ground up, but sometimes you will miss out on some features, such as prop tables, which are only available on certain frameworks. Storybook configurations also got a major upgrade in 5.3. You can now perform most configurations in a single file, such as main.js. This is a really big deal for those people that like to have stories with configuration add-ons or even a webpack configured in a single file. It's also backwards compatible with the old format. Here's an example of the previous version and the new version. On the right, we have the previous version where the configuration was placed in 3 or 4 different files and it had to be linked together in order to work. Now on the left, you can see that the entire configuration file is in a single file. It's a lot more neat and easy to access. Design tool integration is a big feature, so big in fact that I can't even cover all of it in this video. So I'm just going to give you a summary and I'll do another video on it later. It's the ability to connect your design application straight into Storybook. So it doesn't matter if you're running Sketch, Figma, InVision, Adobe XD, or something else. Your designers will be able to hand over their UI and UX experiences straight to the developers. Web components are now officially supported by Storybook, so if you've been holding off in the past, now's a great time to jump in and use Storybook. There are a heap of more features, such as TypeScript support, but I would definitely recommend reading the blog post if you want to learn more about it. I hope this gives you a good idea of the changes coming to Storybook in 5.3. If you like this type of content and want more information about libraries and frameworks, please subscribe and please leave a like. Thank you.